Hi, hello. I am doing something different today. I do not have a script for this video, because as of me beginning to record this, it is 1:17 in the morning. I am up way too late, as I am oft to do, but that's besides the point. My horrible sleep schedule is a different discussion for another day, and I will never talk about it. But today I'm going to be looking at some things from the subreddit AreTheStraightsOK. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. So, this entire video is just going to be gay confusion from me, because straight people are really weird sometimes, and we're gonna look at some examples of that. So, sit tight and come along and just, sigh and roll your eyes with me, because this is gonna be a doozy. So the first thing we've got here is this little meme originally posted on r/dank memes. It has 6 awards. I've never understood Reddit awards, by the way. Half of them don't even make any sense, but whatever. That's also a different discussion for a different day. Strong, independent women when I start sprinting towards them at night. And then it's this picture of this woman who seems very frightened. I don't really know what to say to this one. It seems like they're making a joke out of terrifying women who don't know them, um, which is not a good thing to do, by the way, because so many women live in fear of strange men hurting them, and men like to make fun of that, which is, you know, not good, not very nice. There's just really no point to it. Also, I'm fairly certain many people would be frightened if you just started sprinting towards them in the dead of night, regardless of who it is. If that happened to me, I would be pretty terrified, to be honest. I'd be like, what are you doing? It's like 2 in the morning. I'm just walking down the street. Why are you sprinting towards me? Is it someone either going for a very, very late night sprint, someone who's trying to harm me, or I don't know, maybe someone trying to sell me drugs or something? I don't really know, but that's how did that get 6 awards? I'm glad it has a downvote though. I don't know if it has. I don't know how Reddit works. I don't have a Reddit account. I'm very dumb when it comes to Reddit. So this next one honestly, it's a little bit funny. It's a couple of Hershey's bars, and one of them, um, it looks like the person has taken like a blue marker and colored in the word he, and with a pink marker on the other bar, they've colored in the word she. Just because, when it comes to the gender binary, anything that can possibly be gendered will be gendered. You know how there's Rule 34 of the internet where if it exists, there's porn of it? There should be another rule of the internet where, if something can be gendered, it will be gendered. This gives off the vibe of the same meme. If you've ever seen those kind of memes where it's like, go ahead, pick the gendered whatever. I've seen one with like a blue bottle of water and a pink bottle of water, and it said, go ahead, drink the gendered water. This is like, go ahead, eat the gendered chocolate. it's just it's just really funny, to be honest. Why did someone feel the need to do that? That wasn't necessary, but at least I can laugh at it. Okay, so this next one makes me particularly angry. um to preface, I am asexual, which means I do not feel sexual attraction of any kind. When I say that I'm gay, what I mean is I am romantically attracted to other women. So this was originally posted to r/asexual, and it's this woman like posing in front of a mirror, and she says, "Would love to help you out. Check my pin post to reach me," which is disgusting, because it has this implication that asexual people need help or are broken or wrong in some way for not feeling sexual attraction, which, if you are not asexual or you are not on the asexual spectrum, you do not know the constant struggle of wondering if there's something wrong with you because of your asexuality. Like, so many asexual people, myself included, have spent years or like months or however much time wondering if there's something genuinely wrong with us, because sex is such like an ingrained thing in our society, and we see it like everywhere. It's in like movies. There's like women in bikinis in commercials and advertisements and on billboards, and it's so weird and gross, and it can feel alienating when you just like don't connect with any of that. So for this person to go onto the r/asexual Reddit and then try to come on to asexuals in a way that makes it imply that she thinks she can fix us is it's just disgusting, to say the least. It's so gross. So many people don't understand asexuality, and they don't understand what it means. Asexuality is just the lack of sexual attraction. It doesn't mean the lack of sexual desire or sexual arousal. You can be ace and masturbate. You can be ace and still have sex and enjoy it. There's nothing... I'm getting too heated about this. I've been talking about this for too long, but this one feels personal to me because I am ace and spent so much time trying to figure that out because no other label felt right to me until I finally learned about asexual and I was like, that's me. So I'm gonna leave that one there and just move on, because if I keep going, then I'm never gonna shut up if I just keep talking. So now on to the next one. Originally from the subreddit r/teenagers. I don't know the context of these comments, so I don't know what they were originally talking about. But it starts with someone saying, I guess 13-year-old lesbians find love faster than an ugly 17-year-old. I mean, aren't lesbians supposed to be rare? Since when were lesbians rare? I don't know a single lesbo, that's a no-no. By the way, if you are not a lesbian, you do not get to say that word. But to continue, that doesn't mean they're rare, that just means that they probably aren't comfortable around you, or they see that you're such an asshole that you think they are rare, so they avoid you. I'm so glad someone told this person off. Yes, people in the LGBT community are a very small minority of the entire world population. But to say that you don't know a single lesbian, it's like the other person said, it kind of implies that, like, they probably do know lesbians, but they're just such a jerk and probably openly homophobic to the point where any lesbians they know just don't feel comfortable sharing their identity with people. And how would you know unless they've explicitly stated otherwise, how would you know someone is not a lesbian? Like, the default assumption so constantly is that people are straight. Like, being straight and being heterosexual is seen as such a default, to the point that coming out of the closet is even a thing. Like, people have to declare that they're not straight to be seen as not straight. Whereas even if they just don't say anything about their sexuality at all, they're seen as straight. So, I'm going off on a tangent again. This also feels personal, because I am ace and also a lesbian. If I don't shut up now, I will never stop talking. And on to this next one. All men cheat. You can't spell cheat without he and at. See he at that bitch house. And then it also says this is why men's mortality rates are higher. I hate the stereotype that all men cheat. That's something that someone who has cheated or regularly cheats on their partner says to make themselves feel better about their morally reprehensible actions. Like, if you hear someone say, like, oh, everybody cheats, if I hear someone say that, I don't trust them immediately, and I just instantly feel horrible for any romantic partners that they have or may have in the future. That's not a thing. Not every single man in the world is going to cheat on his partner. It's so weird. It's so weird. People just say that to make themselves feel better. Moving on, we've got a two-parter here. This first part says, what if they're not lesbians but bi? The way I've always envisioned things going in such scenarios is that they're just playing a bit together before I arrive. I see no point in fantasizing over people that wouldn't want to be with me or play with me. And I'm assuming this person is saying play with as a strange euphemism for having sex with. And part 2, the sequel. If two lesbians are playing in bed, just hanging out or whatever else, it is of no interest to me. Change the scenario to two bi women down to add a man in their relationship or looking for a threesome, and suddenly you've got my attention, is what I was saying. Reason being, I can't imagine myself with them without changing who they are or the characters in the case of fiction. Okay. That's a weird way to say that you don't sexualize lesbians while also sexualizing and fetishizing lesbians. The fetishization of bisexual women, so gross. Men do that so often, where they, like, had this strange fantasy of having a threesome with a bi woman, and this man has, like, a fantasy of having a threesome with two bi women. It's so gross and weird. like, lesbians and bi women are not here for straight men's pleasure. Okay, I'll just say that. That's not what we exist for. If you have that kind of mindset, we're not gonna like you. And please, please never, ever date a woman ever. And never talk to a bi woman ever until you fix the way you think about things. Fucking weirdo. Asian girls are a God-sent gift for a teenage boy like me. Gracile body, luminous skin, divine neoteny, submissive personality. Oh, how I love Asian girls. Does anyone else love Asian girls like me? So we've completely left the realm of fetishization of lesbians and bisexual women, and we have instead gone into the fetishization of Asian women. Lovely, by which I mean that's horrible. First of all, I've never heard anyone describe another person like that. Gracile body, luminous skin, divine neoteny. I had to look up what neoteny means, by the way. And that concept in itself is kind of gross and freaks me out. And submissive personality, it's that stereotype of Asian women being, like, docile and, as he said, submissive. It's so weird. Don't be like this. Weird that that's the thing that even has to be stated. Asian women don't exist for your pleasure. They're just trying to live their lives. Don't be weird about it. Leave them alone. Okay, this next one's kind of long, so I'll try to get through it as fast as I can. Personal story. An old friend of mine is engaged and for several years has been living with a 32-plus-year-old obese alcoholic fake blonde who leaves every Friday night to go stay with a friend in a major city 30 miles away while she does God knows what, won't tell him, won't invite him to go with her, drives home drunk on Sunday, is friends with 304 with other 304 thoughts. Love that word. She froze her eggs, refuses to get off birth control even though he wants children, is lazy, argues, nags and fights with him often, makes him cook, won't clean her own house, so she hired and makes him pay for a housekeeper. He bought her a $40,000+ ring. While I told him I didn't like or trust her, and as a friend of 20 years, I wasn't invited to the wedding. But she lets him fuck her in the ass, so he sticks around and puts up with her. Lol, crying laughing emoji. I don't think there is any man of value in existence who'd wife this woman. I know this sounds unbelievable, but this is a true story. The things that happen in LA. MGTOW, which, by the way, in case you don't know, it means men going their own way. Men understand female nature. Gross. We realize that they need us more than we need them, and we don't put up with games and bullshit. First sign she's disrespectful, we kick her to the curb. We realize there are very few, maybe 5% of females out there worthy of our commitment, and as high-value men, we make them earn it. There's absolutely no simping here. First of all, it's an immediate red flag if a man refers to women as females. So weirdly gross, and, like, if he refers to women as females, probably an incel. Second of all, if this is a true story, yes, this woman sounds like a fairly unpleasant person, but also, the idea of, like, that she's doing something wrong by not getting off birth control even though her partner wants children, that's gross. The decision to have children is something that should be made between both partners. If only one partner wants a child, the couple shouldn't have a child. Like, it's that simple. If one of them does not want children, they do not have to have children to appease their partner who does want children. I don't really have a whole lot else to say on this one. There's a lot going on here, and I'm just too tired. I'm too tired to deal with any of it. Gross. That's all I'll say. It's kind of gross. Next up, a shaved pussy is a busy pussy. Grass don't grow in a busy street. Weird comparison. First of all, grass and body hair are not at all the same thing. Second of all, no, what do I say to this? What am I supposed to say to refute this? That's just not how that works. That's not true. Just because a woman shaves her genitals doesn't mean that she's having a lot of sex. That's such a weird connection to draw. I don't really think you should be shaving your genitals anyway. I'm pretty sure for the most part that's, like, a pretty bad idea. Like, there's a risk for infections and whatnot. And imagine if you, like, nicked yourself with a razor down there. Like, that would hurt. This is just weird. I don't I don't know who this man is in the picture. I don't know why he's here, but and also the use of the cat emoji. Just say pussy. This is a screenshot from Twitter. Just say pussy. There's a lot worse things you can see on Twitter than the word pussy. Just get over it. It's from r/unpopular opinion. Open relationships are just excuses for cheating. When someone says, I think we should have an open relationship, what they mean is, I don't want to have any sort of commitment, so I'm going to see other people and you can't do anything about it. Same with polygamy. That is not true. Polyamorous relationships are a thing that exist. I am absolutely the wrong person to ask about them because I am not polyamorous. I have never even been in a single relationship with one person, let alone multiple relationships with like 3 people. But the way I understand it, there is still boundaries in relationships like that. So saying like, oh, I want an open relationship, that's not saying I want to cheat on you, because cheating is going outside of the boundaries of that relationship. So if 2 people are in an established open relationship, it's not cheating to sleep with other people at that point, because they have both acknowledged that that's what they want to do and they're comfortable with each other doing that. So this is like just a complete misunderstanding of what open relationships and polyamorous relationships are like. And also, who are you to decide what's cheating and what's not cheating in another person's relationship? You don't decide the boundaries of someone else's relationship with their partner. That's for the partners to decide. I'm probably not making much sense, but hopefully my message has carried across space and time and the sound waves or the thingamajigs or whatever. I don't know. It's almost 2 in the morning at this point. I'm very tired. I want to go to bed, but that's all I'll say on that. There's still so much stigma around, like, and misunderstanding around polyamorous relationships. Don't be like this person. Do your research before you say shit like this. And just don't be rude. Just, like, be nice to people, you know? Just be nice. And that concludes today's review of content from r/AreTheStraightsOK. I hope you enjoyed. I know I didn't. I suffered through every second of this. Straight people are weird. Straight people don't understand a lot of things. They make a lot of assumptions about queer people that are just blatantly incorrect and don't bother to do research to correct themselves or whatever. But anyway, I'm going to leave that here. I don't have much else to say.